What's going on, YouTubers, for ladies and gentlemen? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to All Elite Wrestling Review, the show from August 4th, 2021 in Jacksonville, Florida, Day's Place. We are commentators good old JR Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone, and this was AEW Dynamite presents Homecoming. And basically, this is supposed to be the final Jacksonville of Florida night for AEW Dynamite until we'll see what happens later on, if there won't be another shutdown, but we'll see. But this was a homecoming, and maybe they'll do another homecoming later on if we do God forbid, going on another shutdown for 2021. But I digress. But yeah, not only this was pertains to homecoming of AEW Dynamite, but also it was gonna feature a lot of things on the show, which we'll get to it when we get to it. So let's get right to it. The opening match was the Labrums of Jericho, Chapter 3. The third labrum of Chris Jericho, where he has to win a move by doing a top rope move to win against Juventud Guerrera. So it was Chris Jericho versus Juventud Guerrera. Juventud Guerrera comes out, had his luchador mask, which I was not expecting. Even though I already know how he looks and all, but I thought it was pretty cool that he's wearing the mask. I thought it was just gonna be for him where it's pretends just having doing an entrance, but he kept the mask on, and his outfit was good too. Now he's not in the best shape that he's ever been because he looks big, and he used to be good before. In all of his, I mean, not saying he was a big guy and all, but he obviously you already know he was a small guy. If you remember him watching him in WCW, by the way, forgot to put this on, by the way, AEW. There you go. So yeah, like I said, he was not a big guy, obviously, and basically he's like one of those luchadors, like Rey Mysterio Jr. and among others. But yeah, he looked alright too in the match here. So he hasn't been on TNT since 1998. As my friend, no. His feud, I meant to say, started with Chris Jericho. It was back in 1998. I meant to say. But last we've seen him from, I believe it was back in 1999. I don't recall him being part of the 2000s. I think that time he was probably gone. Maybe I don't remember if he was there. If he was still there for that time. But not a lot stood around during that time just because it was not good at during that period of time for WCW. But I think he did, if I recall. I think during his last, I think he was part of those obviously the wrestlers, the WCW wrestlers during the last Dying Days in 2001. But it's hard for me to remember either way, folks. But I apologize. But yeah, and obviously what people remember him by in WWE with the lawnmower, was Super Crazy and Psychosis. The Mexicools, again with the lawnmowers. Yeah. Stereotype racist WWE at its finest. Anyways, so it's good to see her. It was basically it was gonna be one of those what's the word? Nostalgia match, I should say. So they were rehashing their rivalries here, and they had a match here, and it was solid. I still enjoyed the match for what it was, but for those who've been watching Jericho and hoping to wrestling for the times in WCW, this was not gonna be the match that we were gonna be seeing all these guys back in 1998, because obviously they're a lot older, they're a lot bigger, and they're winding down of the careers. But it was still a match that I still enjoy. All these two. Probably Andrew was on commentary because of course he was. Because this is about Jericho's labrum. Still, if he wants to face MJF. So So yeah, they're doing these moves and all. But it's hard to see Chris Jericho wrestle in this state, folks, because I think it's time for Jericho to finally call it quits. It is finally that time to call it for Jericho to finally call it quits, because if the DPO this whole DP yoga is not helping him of losing that gut of his, and if anything else is not helping him with with the whole magic spoon that he kept sponsoring on his Talk is Jericho podcast, or whatever else is that's supposed to help him lose weight and all that, to keep him in good shape. Even I was just lifting weights and all that, going to the gym. If any of that is not helping him out or losing that weight, for him to actually look good in the ring, then it's time to call it quits. But anyways, this match happens. Jericho did hit the juice effect onto Juventud Guerrera. Also, we saw the Hui driver by Juventud Guerrera, by the way. But Jericho kicked out of it, because of course he did, because Jericho wants that match against MJF. That's not a match we wanted to see, but we'll get to more of that when we get to close what happened on AEW Dynamite on but since a regular show of Dynamite, because this is a special show called Homecoming. But yeah, Jericho did hit the juice effect, like I said, and then Jericho realized because Aubrey Edwards told him, the referee, you gotta win the move by doing the move off the top rope. So Jericho goes to the top, and then as Juventud gets up on his feet, Jericho does a diving juice effect onto Juventud Guerrera, and by God, it was good. It looked good. Obviously, because Juventud Guerrera fell into it, and Jericho, give him credit too, by the way. When it's doing the regular juice effect on the floor, he doesn't really lay that shit in. But when it's doing the juice effect off the top rope to Juventud Guerrera, basically diving to Juventud to do the juice effect, he really laid that in, and it looked good. And that's how you win the match, because that's how you win a match. That's how you win a move over off the top rope. And there you go. After the match, though, Wardlow comes out and attacks Jericho and Juventud, and then MJF gets on the microphone and says that Wardlow's gonna be his next opponent of his fourth room. And MJF, I could have swore it doesn't matter anymore either way, because I could have swore that MJF said he's gonna be referee, but instead he said he's gonna be at ringside for Wardlow against Chris Jericho. It was weird how that was done too. So I was confused at one point. Even Jim Ross was confused at one point on commentary, saying that MJF's gonna be the referee. I thought that was gonna be the stipulation of the Ultimate Warrior Jericho versus Wardlow. That way, MJF will be the guy, to make sure that Jericho doesn't face him at All Out, which we all thought was gonna be at All Out. But it will potentially still happen at All Out, based on what they might do. But we'll see how that turns out. But at the same time, I thought he said he's gonna be the referee, but it turned out he wasn't the referee. He's just gonna be there at ringside for Wardlow to be a distraction for Chris Jericho, because we all need more of that type of stuff in wrestling. Distractions. Sick and tired of that shit. It's overstayed its welcome so many fucking times. It's not. It happens every fucking show too. It's not that. It doesn't interest me. Now we're seeing New Japan Pro Wrestling doing this though. They do that too a lot as well, but they know how to do it right though. That's the thing. Sometimes it could be done right in pro wrestling. Japan knows how to do it well. AEW, sometimes they get a home run, sometimes they don't get a home run. So, and I'm just not all thinking about AEW. There's other companies too, like Impact, WWE, whatever have you. Hell, you don't even see Ring of Honor doing this type of shit. They play it on by the playbook of New Japan. So, anyways, so Dasha Gonzalez, she interviews the Death Triangle backstage. Only the Lucha Bros are the only ones that are there. So Alex, Alex Hernandez, I should say, who says that Pac travel got canceled, and he's like, he wonder who could have done this, and all of a sudden Andrade El Idolo walks up. So obviously we all know what it was, and this guy's bugging me. It's still a lot by the way, but sorry about that, folks. But anyways, so Andrade El Idolo and Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Andrade's assistant. I don't know who he is. They didn't really mention they didn't really mention his name at all or who he is, but he's just there. He's just there, you know. But basically, Andrade walks up and asks, where's his thanks, basically, which is to the limbo that the Lucha Bros came in with for last week. And then Chavo Guerrero Jr. says that they will have the first class every time, everything with them basically. Phoenix says that they don't work for him or anyone else. And that's basically it. So they're building up more of this whole feud between Death Triangle with Andrade, Chavo, and their assistant, who's just there. There you go. Not much to say about that. Tony Schiavone, he interviews the Dark Order backstage when the Hangman Adam Page walks in and grabs his beer. He basically was ignoring their calls and texts. He apologized for the for losing for the Dark Order. He says that he created the issues with the Elite and he has to fix them. So he says that he has to stop looking over his shoulders for them, but it's best that they go separate ways. And that was it. Which is right. He is right about that. If we're going to take the Hangman Adam Page seriously of being world champion, to branch on his own, to be someone that to be the guy to be the champion, he needs to stick away from the Dark Order, because the Dark Order, no offense to the Dark Order, but they're a comedy act. That's basically what they are. They are a comedy act, and the last thing we need is that the Hangman needs to be surrounded by a comedy acts. We got a trios match. Is 2.0, Jeff Parker and Matt Lee, and their partner is Daniel Garcia. Now 2.0, I had no idea who they were when they came in. After the show, though, when I heard about who they are, and they also looked familiar too. I just couldn't figure out who they were, and I couldn't remember who they were to remember if I seen them from anywhere, until obviously later on I found out about it. On that time, Everrise from NXT. These guys were recently let go by WWE. Back in I want to say July. It had to be somewhere around July, because when we're intending on being on NXT, 30 days not compete clause. So my guess they got released on July. And then here they are. In August, a month later, they're here in AEW. Now, as far as Daniel Garcia, I have no idea who this guy is, but seeing this guy, I like him. Now, as far as 2.0, I'm not sure about the tag team name 2.0, but I like these guys, by the way. We're taking some branching away from WWE, and I believe it was Matt Lee who's who's so excited. He looked excited too. And Jeff Parker, I gotta see more of him though to see. But he showed me a lot as of late, and I guess I want to get to the Dynamite thing too as well. But Matt Lee was the one I see some potential in there. Besides Daniel Garcia though. So yeah, they went against Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Darby Allin, being accompanied by the Icon Sting. And obviously, this fight's really annoying me. I think it's like it wants me to kill him, or she, whoever. Anyways, so they had the match, and it was decent. I liked the match. We had a 2.0, being conferred by Sting. Because I guess they got involved where they were putting a fast one on Darby Allin, whatever, and Sting got basically trying to remember how it was done. Oh yeah, they beat up Moxley, I guess, and then threw him back in the ring for Garcia to take care of him, and then Sting came up to them and distracted them, and they were basically starstruck because it's the Icon Sting, it's the legendary Sting, And then Darby Allin comes out of nowhere with that suicide dive that he does, and that looked great. The fact that we didn't see it coming, and the fact that it was the way he does it too, Darby Allin, amazing, and it was shocking, seeing that out of nowhere. But yeah, but was a fun match. In the end, obviously Moxley, Kingston, and Allen wins. Obviously, Darby Allin won with the coffin drop onto, I believe it was to Garcia. Yeah, to Garcia. So yeah, I want to see more of this Daniel Garcia, by the way. And we have seen a lot more of Daniel Garcia. I don't know if he's been wrestling on Dark too, or we're seeing also World Tanks 2.0 as well. And then I really signed to AEW. They just AEW is basically training these guys out to see if they are a good fit in AEW. And I think they are. I really think they are a good fit. So I think that they deserve a chance, especially this Daniel Garcia guy. I see some potential in this guy. We see a vignette of Brian Cage and Ricky Starks cuts promos on each other. Cage says that he never asked to be a part of Team Taz, but Taz says Cage will learn if it means much better to be with them than against them. Yeah. And that was it. Not much to say about that. We go backstage. We see the Elite. They are playing basketball. Because of course they are. They're goofballs. Good Brothers are accepting the challenge for the Dark Order for the Impact World Tag Team titles to be on the line on the next time I show, which we'll get to that. The Bucks taunt, there are no more tag teams in AEW to beat. Omega taunts Page, the Hangman on the Page, says that when it comes down to the buzzer beater, whatever, Page blew it again, and he's all alone again, and the Elite cut down the net and the goal, and that was it. Yeah, moving on. Christian Cage versus The Blade with the Bunny at ringside. Match itself, it was solid. Wasn't really into the match. Christian Cage won with the spear. And nothing else to say about it. I think the match, it just wasn't into. I just wasn't into it. I missed again. That's why it's bugging me. Like literally bugging me. A vignette hype between Proud and Powerful and FTR pertains to the footage that Cash Wheeler got cut from the turnbuckle. That Dax says that the Death could have stopped couldn't stop Cash and asked what Proud and Powerful think that they could they could do to him and all that, and that was it. So yeah, I'm glad that they're doing this feud again between Proud and Powerful against FTR, because that was unfortunate what happened with Cash, Cash Wheeler, and we need to see more of this feud ahead for these two teams, because I feel like we were robbed of what could have been. Pertains to their match from Fight for the Fallen. No, actually, I think it was for night 1. Or night 2 of Fyter Fest. Yeah, I think it was for Fyter Fest. Yeah, Fyter Fest. I remember now. Tony Schiavone, he interviews Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and also what she's on current promo and all that, and also Red Velvet comes out and interrupts her, says that the red is not her color, and says that she wants a piece of Britt Baker. Baker reminds her that the last time they wrestled each other, she kicked her ass in 3 minutes, which is true. This was from last year, whatever, and during the pandemic, with the whole shutdown. Red Velvet says that she's a different person last time, and now she's nothing more than she's not an enhancement talent, and she says that things have changed now. And Britt Baker says that she is very different than the last time too, which is true. Both of them are very different from the last time. She is a champion now, and says that she accepts the challenge on the debut show of AEW Rampage, where it pertains to Red Velvet versus Dr. Britt Baker DMD for the title at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, by the way. Also on Rebel, trying to go after Red Velvet the question for that, right? And Britt Baker stops Red Velvet, basically our smiley Red Velvet. So there you go. I'm gonna say about that, and I'll talk about that Rampage show probably. I did watch it though, so I'll get to that. Dasha, she interviews Andrade backstage, and Chavo Guerrero tells Andrade that he found someone to join along with Andrade, and he pulls, of all people, Fuego del Sol. And I was saying to myself, really? Fuego del Sol? Nothing against him and all, but where it takes a heel faction that they're doing, Fuego del Sol is not a heel, and so I like something's gotta be up with this. Like there's gotta be a reason why they brought him in there. I didn't think it was gonna be what they did with him, but Chavo Guerrero tells him that they need him to basically shine Andrade's shoes. And I think Andrade may have said that. I don't know. Either Chavo said it or it was Andrade who said this, but I'm pretty sure it was Chavo who instigated it. And then Fuego del Sol says the same thing. Wait, what? So Andrade, he sounds like a beat the piss out of Fuego del Sol. Like saying, so what the fuck? If you're team on that reaction, now I didn't do a reaction of since me being on camera, but you can hear my reaction when I was seeing this. I'm like, what the fuck? They beat up on. Well, Andrade was beat up on Fuego del Sol. It was the way he was beating him up too. Like, what the fuck? Like I was not expecting that. I mean, poor Fuego del Sol though, but I thought that was hilarious. The way he was beating him up, throwing him into the gate, whatever, and then, oh my god, I was dying laughing. Well, not dying laughing like that, but I was basically in shock and giggling in a way. But I couldn't believe it, man. But that was basically it. And basically, also send a message to Lucha Bros and basically the Death Triangle, because by being a Fuego del Sol, that's really sending a message. But by being a Fuego del Sol, right? Tony Schiavone, he interviews the Hangman and the Page, and he asks him what's going on in his mind. He says that he was going to say something obviously, but then the Elite came out, interrupt, and the Page says he has something that he needed to say to the Young Bucks for a while. Omega says that he sees what Page is trying to do and find a little bit of self-worth and get his friends back and plead to get back into the Elite. And I say to myself, I don't think that's the case at all. But Omega says, convincing all of Page's failures, he has a lot in common and all the fans in the audience. Omega says that they thought about possibly forgiving Page on personal demons and sins, but when he thinks about the Elite he was and what it is today, he isn't fit in the bill anymore. Omega says that the Elite doesn't have any losers or failures or people that play second fiddle into the group. And then Page starts punching Omega. The Elite comes in there to beat him up. The Dark Order comes out, but then you have Stu Grayson and Evil Uno coming out to stop them. Because they're actually listening to Page. Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. They're actually listening to Page, Adam Page, about remember he said we're going to separate, right? So you have Alex Reynolds, John Silver, 5, 10. They're trying to get in there, but they're being held back by Dark Order's Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. Said no, we can't. We're going our separate ways. Remember, we can't do it. We can't get in this business anymore. So that's what happened. So the debate continue onto Adam Page, and then Kazari came out for the save, and he gets beaten up too. So much for that, for the Elite killer. And there you go. All right. I'm disappointed about this next segment because we didn't get this whole thing on the next Dynamite show, which I thought we were going to get. But this was a message where it pertains to on the next Dynamite show that we should have gotten, but for a reason we didn't get it. But here's what happened. Dan Lambert, he talks about what happened with him and Lance Archer attacking him, and he says that he's coming for Lance Archer, and he's not coming alone, which means the American top team are coming to to AEW to feud with Lance Archer. Dan Lambert is going to be doing like what he did in TNA Wrestling with Bobby Lashley with the American Top Team against Moose and whoever else was in there that went against American Top Team. I remember there was Josh Barnett. Can't remember who else was in there, but you get my point. I'm pretty sure it was involved in that too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I digress. But yeah, I was excited to see this thing, but it never happened on the next show of Dynamite. I guess because Lance and another thing too, that's because Lance Archer wasn't there either. So maybe when we get Lance Archer on Dynamite, the next Dynamite show, or maybe Rampage, who knows? Maybe we'll get Dan Lambert come in with the American Top Team to get revenge on the Murderhawk Monster. Yeah, good luck with that. The AEW TNT Championship match. The Redeemer. No, the Redeemer, excuse me. Not the Redeemer. The Redeemer. God's favorite champion. The Bulgarian Beast. Which I'm nicknaming him that, by the way. He's the Bulgarian Beast. Miro, the AEW TNT champion, versus Big Shotty, Lee Johnson, being accompanied by Dustin Rhodes. And the match started off with Miro, showing his dominance. You have Lee Johnson come up with some offense, offensive moves to get some offense. Miro kept on destroying him, but then Lee Johnson kept coming back, and Miro it's really something this. I mean, there was times he brushed it off and no sold it, but there was times he did so for Lee Johnson, and he sold it to a petite. And in the end, obviously, Lee Johnson didn't stand a chance because Miro put the game over on him and made him tap out, and that was it. So there you go. But yeah, that's nothing too. We're talking about we're saying so AW we're saying to the future is bright with guys like Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs. Ricky Starks. Eventually we're gonna be seeing Hook back in the ring. You got Anna Jay, Ty Conti. I'm not gonna include Donna Rosa because she's up there in her 30s. I'm talking about just young people. Like I'll give you another reason. I'm gonna give you an example of that too once we get to the next time I show a review of it. Dante Martin. Riho. Dr. Britt Baker DMD. Except I think she's in her mid-30s now, if I'm not mistaken, or her early 30s maybe. Maybe she's around her same age like Anna Cole, but she's one of them too. I remember who else. Red Velvet, by the way. Red Velvet. Jungle Boy. Is there anyone else I'm forgetting? I'm trying to think about who else am I forgetting. Yeah, they're going well. But Lee Johnson, though. Lee Johnson is one of those guys that I can see who's got a bright future in AEW. And the sky's the limit for these young guys. And Darby Allin. Of course, Darby Allin. Because Darby Allin is also a fan favorite too as well. And he's growing on a lot of fans in AEW. But I see Lee Johnson also carrying that bandwagon too. When it comes to once we get rid of Cody Rhodes, Young Bucks, Omega. I'm not gonna add Adam Page in there because Adam Page he's also I think he's in his late 20s right now, right? I'm pretty sure he's in his late 20s, but he's growing on he's all over the crowds doing though. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Lee Johnson, I could see him being a future TNT champion. Later on down the line. But for now, you got the Bulgarian Beast, the Redeemer, God's favorite champion, Miro. There you go. Excuse me, not WWE. I almost became Jim Ross there. AEW announced that Taz, Excalibur, Mark Henry, and Chris Jericho, 4 commentators, and we'll get to that when I get to the Rampage review. For AEW, basically AEW Rampage. 4 commentators. Because they had to add Chris Jericho in there because why not? We'll get to that. and how I feel about that. Troy Schiavone, he interviews Christian Cage, who is now the number 1 contender for the world title. Christian Cage says that he'll be lying if he didn't say that he felt pretty good right now. Christian Cage says that he came back to wrestling to cement his legacy and win championships. That he will be in Pittsburgh, and he's been known to stir up, I meant to say, some shit for time to time, and that is elite at it. And that was it. And yeah, there you go. NWA Women's World Championship eliminator match, basically a normal contendership match between legit Leyla Hirsch, being acquainted by best friends of Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Utah, Orange Cassidy, and Chris Taylor, as Leyla Hirsch goes up against Allie with the Hardy Family office everything stuff for her, which I'm pretty sure it was private party, and then they go. I'll do Jack Evans was there, and the Blade. I could be wrong, maybe Jack Evans was there, but I digress. We have this match going on, and the winner of this match gets to face the NWA Women's World Champion at NWA Empowered, which the champion was Camille. And it has nothing. Camille defeated Serenity for the title, about a month ago or two, to become the new NWA team, the NWA Women's World Champion, which well deserved because Camille is good, and she's if you've seen the size of her, my God, I'll say this: I love to see a match between Camille versus Jay Cargill. But the match happens. Wasn't that much of a match, to be honest. Distractions, and Leyla Hirsch was doing her best to make it look like a match and all that, but to no avail, unfortunately. So it was solid, but at least Leyla Hirsch won. That's the best. Oh yeah, also Nyla Rose was there, by the way. Having some confrontations with Chris Taylor. Why was that needed in the middle of this match? To me, it took away the match for me when that happened. But Leyla Hirsch won with the cross armor breaker. Now she's no more contender. Also, she dares Camille to get in the ring because Camille was there, and she's in the ring, and my God, Camille stands 6 feet tall. Meanwhile, you have Leyla Hirsch, who stands under 5 feet tall. Oh my God! Now, obviously, in this match, that's building up for them for this month's NWA Empower. That's gonna be led by Mickie James, which rightfully so. She's gonna prove WWE wrong, by the way. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to see how this match is gonna turn out. Now I know Camille's gonna be the one destroying Leyla Hirsch, but I expect Leyla Hirsch ladies get some underdog offense. But then in the end, she'll come this close, but then no cigar, and she'll lose. That's what's gonna happen. She's not gonna win. I don't see her winning on the match. I'll be shocked if she wins though, but I don't think she's gonna win. So, all right, the main event, the one I've been looking forward to the most. Ever since they've been booking this since the debut of Tommy N. Oh, I'm sorry. That's gotta be Malakai Black. So yes, Malakai Black versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, or AKA Spy versus Spy. This is a Spy versus Spy match because by God it was. Because first of all, let me talk about Malakai Black's entrance. Cool theme music. I gotta find out what that theme music is. Cool entrance. And a cool get up he had for an entrance too, by the way. Especially that I couldn't make out what it was, like a skull horns thing. It was creepy, but it was cool, sick as fuck, man. It reminds me of these type of entrances that Triple H tried to do in WrestleMania, which doesn't look cool when Triple H does it, because when Triple H those entrances that Triple H did is cool, but Triple H himself is not cool. I've been saying this before, even on the Asylum. When Triple H does these type of entrances, the entrances looks cool, but when Triple H does these entrances, the way he tries to do it, the game, no, Triple H ain't cool when he does that shit. And on top of that, it doesn't really fit Triple H. Now with Malakai Black though, with these type of entrances that he does, if you were to get these type of entrances that Triple H does and give it to Malakai Black makes it work to a perfection. Because that's Malakai Black. I can see Malakai Black being something like that. Not Triple H. Fuck Triple H. But anyways, but this entrance was cool. It was amazing. And then Cody Rhodes comes out with his American, Captain America. Who else got put in there? Major Glory. That's a reference on Cartoon Network, by the way. The Justice Friends. Yeah. I'm a mark for Cartoon Network. Who else got put in there? That's it. That's as far I'm gonna go from there. But basically wearing the robe and like the one he wore from from what was it back in Double Nothing? Was it Double Nothing? I swear it was Double Nothing. With chance to go up against Anthony Ogogo. America versus United Kingdom. Give me a break. But Cody Rhodes was wearing white tights with gold design, but basically he wore white. So obviously Malakai Black wore black, and Cody Rhodes wore white. So, spy versus spy. That's what it was. There you go. So let's get to the match. They have a stalemate. Cody Rhodes, got kicked by Aleister Black. Cody Rhodes responded with a kick of his own. Also, Malakai Black immediately gets him to the knee bar. Like, holy crap! That's and then Cody Rhodes counter in the figure 4. I love this exchange out of these guys so far. Malakai breaks the eyes to get out of it. He whips more kicks. Cody Rhodes answers with an enziguri, a leg sweep by Malakai Black, by the way. And he goes for the Holland Crab. And then Cody Rhodes gets to the ropes, obviously, because there was no way he couldn't get out of there. Mafia kick attempt. He avoids the Mafia kick. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Malakai Black goes to Mafia kick. So I guess he's not calling it the. Actually, he is calling it. He's still calling the black mass. So I guess the Mafia kick was supposed to be something else. But attempt to do it. But Cody Rhodes goes for a crossroad, but an attempt as well. Basically counters after counters. Malakai Black blocks it. Gives him but he runs into a forearm by Cody. Cody Rhodes goes to the top. On from Malakai Black on the leap with a front kick. Sending Cody Rhodes right through the timekeeper's table. By God, that was crazy. And Cody Rhodes gets back in the ring, but before the count of 10. And then also Malakai Black sees the instant to end this with the black mass. He hits it and gets the win. So your winner, Malakai Black. Holy cow. What a domination match this was for Malakai Black. Yes, it was short. It reminds me of what happened with Brody Lee versus Cody Rhodes. Remember, it was like a year ago, wasn't it? Yeah, like a year ago. When Cody Rhodes defended the TNT title belt against Brody Lee on that Saturday night. And Brody Lee basically destroyed Cody Rhodes in the match and became the new TNT champion. And then the Dark Order took over on that final segment. Especially Anna Jay choking out, Brandy Rhodes. And with Brody Lee being the champion and Dark Order staying tall, made them look strong. And then right here, Malakai Black obviously was being dominant in this match, but Cody Rhodes had some offense, but it was all Malakai Black, and then in the end, Malakai Black got the win, and he looks dominant. And this is how you build a star. This is how you make a star, like a Malakai Black. Not like how they had him, WWE had him in the room where he just, waiting for someone to knock on his door so that someone could pick a fight with him. Fight me. That whole thing, which it was funny in a way. It was because he's the way he says it too. Come knocking on my door and pick a fight with me. You guys see this? You guys see these vignettes of him in WWE when he's saying that. It's funny and it's hilarious, which is why this whole thing came out. Now I didn't come up with it, obviously. I just ran along with it because it was funny. That person made it funny. Jason Sound Monster, by the way. Shout out to him. Sound Monster Sound Soft. Subscribe to him and listen to his podcast. He's great. Amazing. But he's the one who started that. The whole fight me. I call up on that thing with the asylum and all that, and it became the best thing that and it's still going strong, by the way. Still going strong because fight me. Anyways, enough of that. Fight me. Anyways, but you get my point. Fight me. I'm sorry. Because something happened on Dynamite after this Dynamite, but I'll get to that when I do that review. But John Giovanni, he left his commentary booth to confront Cody Rhodes and says, "Fight me." No, just kidding. But Cody Rhodes says, the legacy is a funny thing. He says when he got in the ring at 15, all he wanted to do was win the title. They took away from his daddy at the Garden. I know he meant, by the way. And I remember watching the match too, by the way. Now I wasn't watching it during that time because I wasn't around during that time. I'm talking about what changed to because I own a Dutch Rhodes DVD that's made by WWE, where it changed to him versus Superstar Billy Graham for the title at Madison Square Garden. Well, he did win the title, but because disqualification happened, he won, but he didn't win the belt. So that's what he's referencing by. And he says he had so much fun, and 3 years ago people were laughing at him when he said the Elite, and they say they were going to create a revolution in wrestling. Cody Rhodes says that now it's common that this is dissension of viewing every week now. Not an alternative. I meant to say an alternative, by the way. Cody Rhodes says they set the table in AEW, and now it's time for new people to eat. Lee Johnson, Red Velvet, Malakai Black. I could go on with this. Cody Rhodes is doing the right thing, by the way. He did the right thing, by the way, putting over Malakai Black and putting over guys like Darby Allin, putting over guys like Brody Lee, from a year ago. Putting over other guys too, like well, actually I can't say anything on Go-Go. That was a mistake not putting him over. I don't get why, and I don't get where is he? Why is he hasn't come back? I don't get it. But anyways, Cody Rhodes says, but you should know what I mean. He says he's carried the banner of AEW for AEW and talks about some fighting between he and other EVPs, which we heard a lot about that, but says that they will be forever teetered to them, whatever. Either they have disagreements and all that, but they're still friends, obviously, at the end of the day. But Cody Rhodes says there is no better place or time now, and thanks to the fans, and started to get emotional. Cody Rhodes getting emotional. Starts taking his boot off, by the way. That's a sign where you're retiring from wrestling. And obviously he ain't gonna retire, obviously. And this proves otherwise too, because Malakai Black comes out, continuing the spy versus spy gimmick here, and kicks he hits him with the crusher, I meant to say, from behind, and he takes the boot of Cody Rhodes, and then you have Escobar saying Malakai Black has taken the boot of Cody Rhodes, and he says Malakai Black has he retired Cody Rhodes. No, he hasn't retired. He has not retired. So there you go. That was it. That was it for the show, and that was it for promo. And some people were complaining about the whole thing about the Cody Rhodes going to promo after his match and all that. I'm saying myself, WWE does the same thing too, and New Japan Pro Wrestling does that too. After their main event matches, they do. So don't be going after AEW because they did this type of shit. I.e., Stone Cold Steve Austin, even though he was not in the match, Stone Cold cut a promo after the match was over, which is to Team Austin versus Team Bischoff, where if Team Austin lose, he's fired from Raw. But if Team if Team Bischoff lose, then he gets to do what he wants to do as a coach or manager, which is to beating people up, while being provoked, like to say. So because his team lost, Austin's team lost, Austin came back afterwards, after they got Shawn Michaels Elderman and all that, looking like a Blade Christian mask. Also came out and cut a promo, an emotional promo about his career first started here in Dallas, Texas, which was in 2003 at Survivor Series in Dallas, Texas. And he said ended here in Dallas, Texas. He's cutting that promo. So Cold did it too in WWE. So don't be going after AEW and Cody Rhodes for cutting a promo after the match was over, which was an passionate, emotional promo that he cut here. That he's pulling his heart out, and because pertains to AEW, because AEW is a fucking revolution and it is an alternative. So don't be singing out Cody Rhodes and AEW are doing this shit when WWE does the same thing too. Anyways, I had no problem with that. I had no problem with him cutting that promo. And neither should you. I don't care if you are a Cody Rhodes hater. If you're not even a Cody Rhodes fan, you should not be crapping on that promo either way. Anyways, there you go, folks. That's my AEW Dynamite results, which is to Homecoming from August 4th, 2021. Now, Chris Jericho defeated Juventud Guerrera in 9 minutes and 55 seconds. Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Darby Allin defeated 2.0 and Daniel Garcia in 10 minutes and 11 seconds, excuse me. Christian Cage defeated The Blade in 10 minutes and 14 seconds. Miro successfully defended his AEW TNT Championship title against Lee Johnson in 9 minutes and 48 seconds. Layla Hirsch defeated The Bunny to become the number one contender for the NWA Women's World Championship title against Camille at NWA Empower in 8 minutes and 21 seconds. And finally, Malakai Black defeated Cody Rhodes in a Spy vs. Spy match. I said that by the way. It doesn't say it. But in 5 minutes and 9 seconds. And now I'm about to get to highlights of AEW Homecoming 2021 of the night. Now, I'm going to do something a little different here too, but you'll find out. Swerve of the night will have to be Swerve of the night. What could be Swerve of the night here? I guess that Swerve of the night will have to be, I'll get back to that, folks. I'll get back to that. Shotgun of the night, though, will have to be I guess Shotgun of the night will have to be man, I really sure thought this would do. Let me go for Moment of the Night though. Moment of the Night will have to be Cody Rhodes, because I felt that moment with him cutting that promo. So that'll be Moment of the Night. Promo of the Night will have to be Dr. Britt Baker DMD with her exchange with Red Velvet. I thought Britt Baker handled her own against Red Velvet in the mic there. Not saying that Red Velvet was bad, but when it comes to who took the lunch money, Dr. Britt Baker took Red Velvet's lunch money. Video promo of the night had to be Malakai Black versus Cody Rhodes. Spy versus spy. Just saying. Yeah, just saying. Segment of the night. To me, segment of the night will have to be well, I guess that was the only segment on the show, to say the least. But oh wait, you know what? Segment of the night will have to be. Oh wait, in fact, let me go with Swerve of the Night here. Swerve of the Night is what Andrade and Chavo Guerrero did to Figure del Sol, because at first they thought he was a part of this group faction, whatever they was gonna build up, and it turns out not to be, because Andrade ends up beating him up. Still can't believe they did that. But I still thought it was funny though. Shock of the night. Shock of the night. I'll get back to that again. As far as segment of the night, not really much to go with, other than maybe the Hangman and the Page getting beat up by the Elite. That where it can make a kind of promotion or whatever. Now, entrance of the night though, obviously that goes to Malakai Black. Performance of the night, Malakai Black. Moving of the night, excuse me. Darby Allin's Tope Suicida to Matt Lee. Alright, is this Matt Lee or it was another guy? It's not even telling me now. But I'm assuming yeah, it's not even telling me. Whatever. I'm just not even showing me. Excuse me. But Darby Allin, that was moving the night there. Because that came out of nowhere. That was a shock. That was a shock there. Finish of the night. I was debating between Juice Effect from the top rope by Jericho to Humberto Guerrero, but I'm gonna give it to Malakai Black. But yeah, that was basically a debate there. Malakai Black's finisher of the Black Mass or Chris Jericho's Juice Effect from the top rope. Now I'm gonna go with brutal match of the night here for Christian Cage versus The Blade, because that was a brutal match to sit through. It was not good. Nostalgia match of the night though, I'm gonna go with Chris Jericho versus Humberto Guerrero. Showstealer of the night for me would have to be Malakai Black versus Cody Rhodes. Match of the night would have to be Miro versus Lee Johnson for the TNT title. Now back to Shock of the Night. I guess a little shock of the night will have to be Dark Order not helping out Hangman and Page. So that would be shock of the night. So I know it's a week, picked or no, but it is what it is, I guess, for me, on my part. And that will do it for your homecoming highlights and highlights for Returns to AEW. Now, my overall stream for the show though, I'm gonna give this show, I can't remember if it was when I let's see. I don't remember if I gave it a 7 out of 10 or a 7.5 out of 10. Through my live reaction, I gotta look back at that. 8 out of 10. It was an 8 out of 10 show for me. That's it. So, with that being said, thank you for watching for this All Elite Wrestling review. We're going to give you AEW Dynamite presenting Homecoming 2021. And there you go, on August 4th, 2021. And with that being said, thank you all for watching for It's the Natural Born Thriller saying peace on the streets. You all take care.